Hi, hello, my name's Than, short for Nathaniel. Today, we're gonna be trying the Shiseido Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation. Yes! I recently tried the Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. This one came out first, and I really like this one. So I'm super excited to try this one. This is more of like a dewy version, I guess. So they have pretty much the same packaging, except this one is a glossy glass bottle and this one is a frosted glass bottle. I did pick up a different shade than I have in this one because from what I was seeing online, this formula, even though the shade numbers coincide, it looked a little bit darker, and I had heard that it does darken, so yeah. So in the other formula, the Self-Refreshing, I have it in 130 Opal, and then in the Radiant Lifting, I got 110 Alabaster. I did get a chance to take a look at some of the shades in store, and 130 Opal did look a little bit deeper than what it is in this formula, so yeah. I sort of swiped onto my skin and wore it. I just blended it on with my fingers when it arrived, and it looked really good, and it does match me. But it might just look like, even though it matches me, it might look a little stark, because I mean, I am really pale. I mean, look at but it should work out. We're gonna see how it looks in these lights. I also didn't wear like concealer, I just sort of wanted to see how it went on with my fingers, so yeah. And it went on pretty good. The only part was right on my chin because I had stubble. So it started to look a little like I don't know, a little cakey right here, but that's because it's not gonna go over my like facial hair like that, you know what I mean, like the stubble. And we'll see. I do have a little stubble today, even though I just shaved. What is going on? And then also I'm going to be playing with the One Piece X Shu Uemura collection. So this is not new, really. It came out earlier this year, I believe, or maybe at the end of last year, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I feel like it wasn't on the US site or something, and I know of a few international retailers that I could order it from, but it was all sold out, so I was really bummed. One Piece is like one of my favorite animes of all time. I've been watching it for, since I was little. So, and it's still going. It's almost at episode 1000. So yeah, I'm a huge One Piece fan and anime fan, so I just really had to get this. And I was just curious, checking out Shu Uemura's site recently. I got it like about a month ago, maybe a few weeks ago, and I just so happened to look at their site and it was there and it was on sale. I was like, oh my god, yes, like thank you. It all worked out perfectly. I got one of the lipsticks, and it has Chopper on it, and it's in the shade Nudy Roseo, like a nudie rose color, which is like my favorite. And then I'll show you the palette. They had another lip color, I think, and then they had a whole nother palette with a different color story, but I got this one. It's called the Wanted Treasure Box Eye Palette, and this color story is called Grand Line. Super pretty. Mostly neutral, so really good for everyday looks, but also with the pops of blue, there's like, it's just so stunning. There's a duochrome in there, one of my favorite duochromes, by the way, which is that blue, just sort of like browny, warm shift. I really love duochromes like that. And also they have this really nice, beautiful like glitter topper shade in here. Stunning. Designed in Japan, made in Korea. I'm gonna prime with the Huda Beauty Water Jelly Primer. I did just do my skincare, so I'm pretty well moisturized, but I just like adding this as just, a little bit extra hydration. The top swatch is 110 Alabaster in the Radiant Lifting formula, and the bottom one is the Self-Refreshing in 130 Opal. Really, I feel like my perfect shade would probably be a mix of them. Like, this works really well on my skin. It's almost a perfect match, the 130. Especially, after I lighten with concealer and everything, it all becomes pretty good, pretty perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna apply a little bit with my finger, and then I'm gonna try blending it a little with a brush. So I'm gonna start with a brush. This is the Sonia G Jumbo Base from her new Fusion series. It looks okay with the brush. I'm just gonna switch to the sponge. I feel like it's just gonna be better. Yeah, I think the shade is pretty good. For concealer, I'm gonna use the Jouer pen. So this does look radiant. I don't find it to be extremely glowy or anything. And it does look very skin-like. I'm gonna see how it deals with powder. This is the Dior Forever Loose Cushion Powder. It looks really great with the powder too. It doesn't look dry or heavy or cakey at all. It kept that sort of same skin-like finish. I'm gonna contour with the Rom&nd Better Than Shape and the Shaquda Angled Face Brush. I'm gonna use the Rom&nd Better Than Cheek Blush. I think this shade is Fig Chip. They all have different, like, you know, fruit names or whatever. I'm pretty sure this one's Fig. It's all in Korean, so I'm not completely sure, but it'll be in the description box below. And this is the Refer number 4. So I just buffed with this Sonia G Face One with nothing on it, just to blend out the edges a little more. And this is a really great, affordable Korean formula. I love it. It's like blurring, soft, really nice everyday colors. You can't really go wrong. They're more warm toned, but it's a lot of like, you know, rosy, sort of dusky tones. But they do have this one here. Let me show you. This one's Blueberry Chip. So this one is like a cool pink. Really like this one. They do have a Milk series, but I really don't recommend those ones. They're super like white. There's a lot of white in them. So I don't know, they're really brightening. I mean, it's an interesting look. If you want to try them, but I don't know, you know, it's hard to pull off. Let's just say that. Okay, let's go for this palette. I'm so excited. Look at this. To me, it really is like a treasure box. I'm gonna start with this taupe shade M1 and just put that everywhere. And I'm gonna use this sort of fluffy crease blender brush from the Sephora collection. I'm taking this Spectrum X Katie Jane Hughes number 11 brush into that same shade. I think that's the only matte in the palette. This blue looks like it could be a sequin shade, or it's possible that shimmer from a different shade got into it. A few metallics and some satins. Okay, I'm gonna go into this satin plummy brown. This is ME3 with the Sonia G Worker 3. This is my favorite eyeshadow brush, by the way. And I think it is now back in stock, hopefully. I'm gonna link it, whether it's back in stock or not, just so you can check it out. But yeah, I really highly recommend this brush. Like the name suggests, it is a workhouse, or that's not it, workhouse? Workhorse. It is a workhorse brush. But anyways, so it's dense and skinny enough where you can get precision, but it's also fluffy enough that you can really blend things out, and it's just a really great all-around brush. Highly recommend. And it is Psycho Ho goat hair, so really high quality, and from Sonia G, so you know. And I'm taking that same brush into this sort of satin orange color called P1, and I'm gonna put that over the majority of the lid. Oh, and it's also great for packing on color because it's flat. That's another thing that I forgot to mention. Now I'm going to take my finger into that blue duochrome color. I just really find these sort of like blue duochromes to be so elegant. Like, it's blue, but it's not as like intense as going in with just like a straight up blue, you know what I mean? Because they have that more sort of like neutral wearable base. So the blue flip, it's sort of like, wait, is that blue? It is, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, I love blue eyeshadow. Intense blue, amazing eyeshadow. Next, I'm going into this gold metallic. This metallic is sort of like sheer. All of these shadows sort of do have that like sheer quality. I'm taking another finger and going into this more like flaky looking glitter. But the thing about this is it sort of looks in the pan like it's gonna be like chunky, but it's so smooth. I don't know what they do with it. Like, I don't know what magic it is. But look, I mean, it's just nice. And I'm popping that right here. Hold on, I need to wash my hands. Uh-oh. I reached glitter capacity here. Okay, so for the last part of this eye look, I think I'm gonna take this sort of taupey bronze metallic, sweep it under the lash line, I think. Let's try that. I'm taking the Sonia G Worker Pro. This is another brush from her Worker series, but this one comes in the Pro Eye set. And you can get it individually, but I have the Pro Eye set, so I link that. Not sure that added much, but that's okay. I think I'll leave it like this for now. For mascara, I'm gonna use the Maybelline Sky High. I'm gonna use the Merit Brow Gel in the shade Brown. Uh-oh. Yikes. Oh god, okay. Just taking a spoolie. Try to... Alright, I think I fixed that. Oh my god, I can't. You gotta be careful with brow gel that you make sure... That's the thing that is so fucking weird about this brow gel. Look how, like, short this wand is. Sure, you have this whole thing here, but don't you think, wouldn't it make more sense if this was a little bit shorter? You know what I mean? Like, if the actual black wand part was longer. It's sort of like an awkward length. It's awkward to hold. That's my main criticism about this. Otherwise, it's a perfectly fine, sort of lightweight, not super pigmented, natural brow gel. I think I am gonna add a shimmer right under here, or one of the satins. I'm gonna see how this satin up here works. I'm taking this KJH Spectrum number 18 brush. Yeah, I think this is a perfect little brow bone highlight shade on me. There we go. Just a little subtle pop Okay, I'm gonna spray my face with the Catrice Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. I always forget like the complete name of this. I really like it. I mean, as you can see, I'm almost done with it. And thank God they just came out with this bigger bottle. Okay, so I changed into this sweater because it sort of has like the sea on it. So it's like a map of the sea. So I feel like it goes great with the whole theme. I'm just gonna use some of this Gucci pressed powder and my sponge. For highlighter, I'm gonna use the Milk Makeup Flex Highlighter in the shade Iced. I have not used this in so long, and I'm trying to sort of diversify the use of my collection because, I don't know, usually I stick with a lot of my favorites, so yeah, I'm gonna try to switch things up a little bit. I'm taking the Wayne Goss airbrush. I'm gonna add a touch of the Gucci bronzer, and I'll use the Shaquda angled face brush for this as well. And this is the lightest shade, One Fair. This is the best cool bronzer for fair skin, I'm just saying. I have tried this a couple times before. It's sort of like a very moisturizing formula. Again, this is the shade Nudy Roseo. Tony Chopper on the front. Cutie. I love Chopper. I really love all the characters except, I don't know, Sanji is a little questionable. Yeah, this is a really great color for me. Oh my god. I'm literally so bad at putting on lipstick. Hold on. I need to clean this up. Okay, I think that's a little cleaner. Okay, I think I'm done. So let's zoom in and then we'll go over my final thoughts. I have to say I'm pretty impressed with this foundation. Even with all the powder that I added, it looks the same. The finish looks the same. Usually it starts to, you start to see the powder a little bit on the skin, especially with my technique, because I always add a little bit more under my eyes, and then I like to sort of cut the jawline right here with pressed powder, tapping right under my contour. And it just looks really smooth. Oh my god, this pimple right here is driving me crazy. Oh, and it's so painful. So yeah, I don't know. The shade might be slightly too light, slightly. I might try to go in stores. I really hate going in stores, but try to get the in-between shades swatched. Or, I mean, if I keep using this and I really, really like it, I might get 130 Opal in this formula and mix the two shades together. I think that would be a really perfect match for me. Because in person, this looks flawless. No creasing yet around my mouth or anything. Forehead, no creasing really. Wow. This palette is amazing. The textures are just really nice. Like, they're very smooth. Even this glitter topper is so lightweight and it has a really high shine. Super wet looking, Like, to get this shine with, say, like the Pat McGrath formula, it's not like hers is heavy or anything, but I mean, it's shadows, but this just, I don't know, it really is weightless. Of course, it's not like pigmented like how Pat's are, but like for instance, here, I'll do a quick little swatch example, like this duochrome shade. So this is the one from Pat's that I love. This duochrome. This one's Pat's. This one is the one-piece Shu Uemura. Pat's, Shu Uemura. Same deal, but you can see the intense shine here. Hello? Okay. I just had a phone call, so I might forget what I just talked about. I think I was just going over the palette. Okay, I think the I think the last thing is this. So, this lipstick is very comfortable. No complaints. It's not emphasizing texture. Feels moisturizing, nourishing. I wonder, does it say anything special on here? The lip is made in Japan. And it's the Rouge Unlimited Lacquer Shine formula. Again, I haven't tried anything from Shu Uemura except for this palette and this, so I don't know much about their formulas and things. But I will say these definitely are tempting me to try them again in the future. Okay, I guess that's it. So I hope you liked the video. I'll leave an update. I'm gonna be wearing this for the rest of the day, so I'll leave an update on how the foundation wears in the comments, at the top of the comments down below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the bell so you're notified every single time that I upload a new video. Follow my Instagram, PrettiEarthAndGram, and follow me on Newness so you're notified every single time that I do a live stream. Okay, goodbye.